And welcome back to Cole's Custom Shop. Today we are looking at the oil field fleet. Right now we have about 7 semi-trucks and 3 pickups. But this fleet changes from week to week, switching some trucks in and out and building new stuff, of course. Let's start out with the pickups. So right here we have 3 black Dodge pickup trucks. They're mostly black with a bit of chrome. I built a toolbox for this guy. This guy came just like this. And this green light service truck came just like that. Planning to expand that whenever I get other Dodge trucks that I'm willing to paint or that are already black. Put a little bit of silver on there if they need them. And it's going to be a pretty sweet setup. You guys might be wondering why it's black and green. So, I know a lot of oil field trucks are typically just white because it's cheap and easy for resale, both with the pickup trucks and the semi-trucks. You can just put decals on there with your company logo or name and then take them off and resell it when it's done. But I chose to go a different route, hence the black and green. And it all started with this big trailer right here. It's a custom trailer that I actually bought at an auction. I don't know who made it. All I know is they put a lot of work into scratch building that trailer, as well as a few other trucks like this green Peterbilt, this International, and then as you can see there's some flatbed trailers that were also green. So to finish out the look, I brought in a combination of green and black trucks and trailers for my oil field fleet. Now on to semis. So I took this, it was one of those cheap Erdl tanker trucks. I think it had a sticker for hauling milk on it. Little International straight truck, but it had this cool custom pup that I got in that auction with that big trailer. So a lot of these custom pieces I redid a little bit or kept them the same and figured out how to best have it work with my setup. With this, it meant painting both tanks black, the frame on this guy black as well, and then the cab green. Matches pretty good for a straight truck and pup. Next is one of my favorite trucks out of this whole setup. It's an International where I stretched the frame. Actually, it's a completely different frame off of a different truck. Those cheap Erdl trucks that you find, well, this is the frame from it because it is longer than the ones that typically come with this truck. Didn't want that stubby look, especially for the oil field. Wanted a little better look, so I painted it black with the green fenders, even those green stripes down there. Added some details with a longer frame. It looks pretty good. He's hauling this custom flatbed. It's from the auction. As you can see, all these spools with all the hose and everything looks pretty good, pretty appropriate for this truck. And we've got one of the coolest setups. Have this spec cast Pete. Nice green metallic on that. Little beat up, little worn. All these trucks are working trucks. They're not show trucks, so it fits it pretty well. Have a DCP lowboy trailer. Pulling that Komatsu dozer that actually came on a different DCP trailer. Works pretty good for this setup. Then we have the centerpiece. So this started life as a International cab over. A 9800 to be precise, just like this one. However, it was a different paint and didn't come with those mirrors. So to make it a 9670 twin steer. I had to move this axle forward. That meant filling in here and then grinding out new fenders. To make it a twin steer with both axles nice and far forward like that. Then stretch the frame out. Actually rebuilt the whole back end, including the driveline and rear diffs. Added straight pipes and dual intake, the oversized load sign, the visor, and those nice wide mirrors. Normally with a cab over, you don't need very wide mirrors because the cab is already quite wide. But seeing as how this guy's hauling oversized loads all the time, those mirrors come in handy. I also made it a flat top. Cut the top off with a jeweler's saw and Dremel. Used some styrene to make it a flat top. And then painted everything black. Also works good because of that tag axle. And now it's pulling a pretty sweet load. Like I said, this trailer came in an auction where I bought some toys. And that's pretty sweet. This whole unit, all scratch built, including the trailer, which can shorten or lengthen depending on the size of building on top. As well as the wheels all have suspension, and there's plenty of bungee straps and chains and things to tie stuff down. I took the ones on the back because I like to be able to lift this and shorten or lengthen the trailer whenever. Then we got this Ford Aeromax pulling some custom Super B flatbeds. I live up here in Canada and Super B trains are very, very common, especially for hopper bottoms, tankers, and flat decks. He is hauling some pipes on the front and some lumber on the back. I detailed up that Ford with a little bit of chrome here and there. Now this International. So it's a little different. International has the long bunk and it was painted green already. However, the frame was also green because most of these trucks come as one single color, and I wanted to change that look up. So I painted the frame black and added some chrome and some orange markers all along, as well as some mirrors that I built from scratch. Out of wire, floral wire to be exact, a little piece of plastic or styrene, and for the circle, a little piece of diamond art. He is pulling this Ertl tanker trailer. Again, this one came where this was all gray. I think it was intended for hauling milk, I think. I don't remember what the sticker said on there. However, the bottom was blue, and I could not figure out, nor could I find anywhere on how to take these trailers apart. There was no obvious rivets, no screws or bolts, no little pieces or tabs to pop out. So I taped off the bottom, painted the rest black to match the fleet. Then we have this Kenworth T700 pulling a load of pipes right there on that flatbed. Please stick around to the end for some bonus content of a few trucks and trailers that are intended for this crew, haven't quite been painted yet, but they're pretty cool. You won't be sorry you stuck around. This is an old majorette semi-truck and trailer. It's a Petrocan trailer with the matching Scania conventional truck with an opening hood, those old school wheels, and the Petrocan logo. I'm planning to paint this to match everything else, but I've been putting it off because I feel really bad, you know, living in Canada, having the Petrocan logo. This thing is an old truck, but then again, the whole point is to have this fleet. That's why I bought it. And what's a fleet without matching trucks and trailers? So, planning to paint this guy up someday. Now here is the showstopper. Let's talk about the truck first, as I know you're drooling over that trailer. So this is just an Ertl Kenworth T600. However, I plan to put a third axle on there. Always like the way that these T600s from Ertl look, the third axle. I'll probably paint it green, maybe with a little black here and there, at least the frame. But this truck will probably mostly be green. Not sure if it'll be paired with this trailer or something else. I'm kind of tempted to put that International on this trailer. So here is the oil rig itself. So this is all completely scratch built. I didn't go off of anybody's designs or anything like that, just a few random pictures here and there, trying to come up with my own design. Here's the best part. That's right, come out of transport mode, straight into drilling mode. We have these outriggers. They fold up and out. Both of them do for transport mode. And then when it's time to drill, they come right down. And ironically, when there is no truck on this, it actually balances out pretty good. Gonna add a few more things up here to change that a bit though. Then the rig. That was all built out of pieces of styrene. Just cut and glued together. Used my new cutting mat, which is nice because it's got some measurements on it, so it was a little quicker, a little easier. Took this out of an old truck. There's a pullback truck, so those gears and pulleys and everything were in there. Rigged that up to look like the top. Put a hinge down here. Looks pretty good. So here's the setup I'm most likely going to be running. With that International up front, pulling the oil rig. So when it's time, and the well is dry or dug to where you want it, you can go to transport mode. Bring that down. Fold both of these up and out of the way. You're ready to go to the next place. Then you park. Put these bad boys down. And you're ready to drill. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. If you're still here, please give me a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite setup that you saw in this oil field fleet. Of course, it's always changing. It's gonna get better. But is it the oil rig with the International, the twin steer cab overhaul in the building, this Sweet Pete with the dozer, or maybe you like that International with the tanker? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.